Yo, you guys want to hear something crazy? It's been a full year since the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X came out. Think about that. And we still got so many people out here looking for the PlayStation 5, looking for the Xbox Series X that still ain't got it. That's kind of crazy. Actually, that's really crazy. A full year and people still ain't got these systems. Luckily today for you guys, we're going to be going over the full year review. This one is specifically on the PlayStation 5 to give you guys a little bit of a better idea if it's really even worth it to be stressing not having one of these things yet. I'm going to be talking about if it's been worth it to this point. I've had it since the launch, so I've had my time to experiment with it, to experience it in all its glory, all of its flaws so far. So we ain't going to waste no time. We're going to get right to it. If you guys enjoy, like, comment, subscribe. It helps out tremendously. I appreciate it greatly. Thank you guys so much. Without further ado, let's get right to it. All right, so as you guys know, as we already stated, it's been a full year since these systems have come out, specifically the PlayStation 5. That's what we're talking about here today. And for those of you that are still on the lookout for a PlayStation 5, make sure you guys go over to Twitter, follow the list I got called Keeping Track of Stock. Make sure you follow all those guys. I don't even got to name them. You guys should know them by now. Turn the alerts on. Most of them do computer stuff as well. So if you're looking for PC stuff, you're looking for Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, whatever it is you're looking for, they got shoe stuff on there. Whatever it is you're looking for, they are gonna have you covered, as well as myself. I still go on there as well and alert you guys, let you guys know when things are dropping, when things are coming out. So make sure you follow all the steps, turn the alerts on, do all of that, and you will always be in the know. You will always know when these systems are going to drop. Now, moving away from that, getting right into if this PlayStation 5 has been worth it, because I know a lot of the people that haven't got it yet, you know, they're a little bit depressed, for lack of other words. You know, they feel like they are being left out, and you do kind of feel like part of an exclusive group of people having these systems. That's one of the positives. But I mean, it's not that big of a positive, to be honest. I mean, you just got a system. But in my opinion, for the most part, a lot of it is hype. There hasn't been too many games as of yet. Yes, there is the positives like load times. Like I said, you feel like you're part of some sort of exclusive group because you have a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X or the digital versions. Obviously, the frame rate improvements that's probably one of the best things, but even with that, a lot of people, most people don't even have a monitor or television that supports those. And for most games, it's not really supported yet. Another thing to add on top of that, even if it is supported, a lot of that comes with drops in resolution with the higher frame rates. So, you know, we haven't really got to the point with that where we're really seeing drastic improvements and actually hit that sweet spot to where the developers got it locked in. Yes, there is an improvement in overall quality, and that, like I said, is one of my favorite things about it, but it's not to the point where it's totally like, yo, I gotta have it, man. This is like next gen, this is the next level type stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm explaining it quite the best, but it's not at that point yet. There is the PlayStation Collection. You know, they have games in there like God of War, The Last of Us Remastered. There's a few games that are pretty dope that you get to take advantage of. There is some good upgrades to some of the older games, you know, like Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us. We got Grand Theft Auto Trilogy coming out soon, you know, as well as a few others that they have remade and remastered for the newer generation console, the PlayStation 5. Obviously, the controller is a huge positive. That's one of the best things as well. You know, that kind of sets the PlayStation apart from the Xbox, having the haptic feedback and the adaptive triggers. But overall, I mean, the graphics aren't that crazy overwhelming. It honestly looks almost the same to me, to be quite honest. And I have actually experienced the 4K 120. It is dope, but even, you know, the 4K 120, like I said before, it has its flaws. And the frame rates is really the best thing, but the graphics, they ain't all there yet. You know, we haven't got to the point where we're seeing games that are totally blowing me away. And I don't think I'm alone in saying that. Another thing is the newer games are $70. Some of the newer games, you know, the more popular newer games, $70 we're having to pay for these games that basically look the same. Aside from the frame rates, aside from the loading time, it kind of looks the same a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, there's little improvements, but kind of looks the same to me at this point. I don't know if that's just me. Drop a comment down below and let me know if I'm tripping. Let me know if I'm alone in that, but I kind of feel like it's not that different. So there is some positives, you know, there is some negatives. And for the most part, you know, I don't think we're really at that point, like I've stated already, where you really need to have one of these systems. I mean, obviously you don't need one of these systems. If you could afford it, it is nice to have. There is those little improvements where it's like, yeah, this is cool. You know, I like this better than the PlayStation 4 if it doesn't hurt the bank account or the wallet to get it. But at this point, I think it's basically all hype. We haven't seen that many new games. Yes, there's been a few like Spider-Man, which is a good game, short but good. Miles Morales, it was a good game. We got to see the ray tracing in that, and it looked good. It looked good. I will say it did look good. You know, there's Deathloop, which I haven't had the chance to play yet, but it is on sale right now. So I don't know, I was considering picking it up. It looked dope, but there's just so much that I personally got going on right now that, you know, it wasn't like at the top of my list to get that. I've heard all right things from it. It looked good though, you know, from what I've seen. And there's a few other games, you know, but really, the real good games that at least I'm looking forward to, and I know a lot of others as well, such as God of War, which is set to be released sometime next year. That is one of the games that I'm most hype about. One of my favorite games of all time, right there with GTA. We got Horizon coming sometime next year, which is another dope game. Loved the first one. Can't wait to play the second one as well. We got Gran Turismo coming sometime next year. I haven't played that one in a while, but I'm kind of hyped to check this one out and see what it's all about, because to me, Forza can't be messed with. You know, Forza really can't be touched when it comes to racing games. That's something that Xbox really has with Forza. But I'm hyped to see what Gran Turismo will bring this time around with this new generation console. And now with these new games coming out, they've had a little bit of time to really get things right and do what they got to do to really get the full potential out of these games. And maybe not even the full potential of what these things could really do. It still might be another year or so before we really see the full potential of what these things could do. So I say all this to say we really are barely going to be getting into the time where it's really going to be dope to have these consoles. So really a whole year later, this is the time where it's going to start being like, okay, now I'm going to want to get my hands on one of these. Because before all this is just all hype. You know, there hasn't been much. We already went through everything. Like the improvements had little minuscule stuff, in my opinion. Nothing crazy. The load times, yeah, it's nice. We ain't got to wait as long. I definitely clown on some of my friends that still got PS4s when they're still waiting and loading times, and I'm already, you know, playing the game like on GTA and, you know, stuff like that, things of that nature. But really, it's just been all hype. It's been all hype, you know. People just want them because everybody wants them, and you can't get them. When you can't get something, it makes you want it that much more. This is when we're really going to be helping you guys try to get one of these things, because getting into next year and the end of this year, the good games are coming out. You know, Halo for Xbox, Dying Light 2 is coming out, we got Battlefield coming out soon, and we got Forza 5 actually coming out. The early access is already playable, so if you bought the premium, you could already be playing Forza Horizon 5. But now is the time. So like I said before, if you guys haven't got one of these yet, make sure you go to Twitter, follow the list, turn the alerts on, because we're going to be helping you guys out. We're getting into the holiday season, Black Friday, and all these things are coming up. And it feels like a little bit of deja vu. We're getting right back into when I started this whole thing. I started when all of this happened, you know, when the launch of the PlayStation came out, the Xbox and all that. That's when I started this channel. We might start doing the live streams again, who knows, because things probably will be turning up. So that's really my opinion on it. Let me know if you guys agree, if you guys disagree, down below in the comments. If you guys enjoy, like, comment, subscribe. It helps out tremendously. I appreciate it greatly. All links are down below in the description for anything you guys might need. Until the next time, I'm gonna see you guys soon. Louis1391 checking out. Salute.